Schluck here. I'm the developer of the upcoming Ultimate Custom Night fan game called Goober Hell Custom Night. Yes, that is the name. All you need to know is that it's an inside joke between me and my friends. Um, and this is the first episode of a series I'm going to be starting. I'm thinking about dropping videos every Friday afternoon. Just kind of developer updates for the game. I'll be talking about the new characters that I've added, the new characters that I've coded, as well as, the difficulty so far, the difficulty of the maximum. Um, as well as just, just shit like that in general. This is episode 1, and, the title says week 1, but I've been working on this game, like, way more than a week. I want to say like almost a month, not quite a month, like maybe 3 weeks at this point. So it's not really week 1, but I'm gonna call it week 1 because it's the start of this new series I'm doing. We're gonna get into it. Okay, this is the title screen or the fucking selection screen. I don't know what you want to call it. These are the 32 characters who I eventually want to, fully code. I want to fully code every single one of them. There's 32 of them. There's 4 rows of 8. Obviously I haven't done all of them. But before we get to the ones that I added this week, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go over the ones that I did before this week first, because like I said in the intro, I've been making this game for multiple weeks now. We're just gonna do that. First off, there's Steve and Max. They're pretty simple. They go through the doors in the office. You just close the door, and they'll make like a knock, and they'll go away. I made Max slightly faster than Steve, so that they don't move at like the exact same time. Now we have the Swine. The Swine is basically just my version of Toy Freddy, except, in my opinion, a lot less fucking excruciating, because, the way he works, he's playing a game on his computer on a certain camera, and you just have to, you play it for him, but instead of, clicking cameras and stuff, you just click doors on the screen when you see something show up at one of them, and they go away instantly. Then we have Ulu Fasarali, that is how you pronounce his name, another inside joke. So, he introduces the Dookie mode mechanic into the game, which is where, if he spawns, you pull up this machine and you click Dookie, and he goes away. He's pretty simple, but you do have to react pretty quickly. I think on 20 AI, it's like 1.5 seconds, which doesn't sound too bad, but it's a lot, kind of. And then down here, we got Charlie Kirk and Theodus Crane. Charlie Kirk, he's kind of a distraction character. He's like L-Chip from Ultimate Custom Night a little bit. He'll make these advertisements show, and the advertisements I made them like these insane like parodies of like, stuff that goofy right-wingers say. Like one of them is like, the Democrats drink tiger blood in order to live forever. Another one's like, do you want to drink liberal tears? Click here and watch Turning Point USA on YouTube. It's just silly stuff like that. And I believe on 20 AI he gives you 2 seconds to react to exile the ad, or else he kills you, which is just ridiculous. And then Theodus Crane, he doesn't really do much. He'll just randomly spawn and he'll make like a funny loud noise. It's again just another kind of goofy character, but that's just what he does. Again, he's a big inside joke with me and my friends, Theodus Crane. Okay, and now for the characters that I've added this week. First off is Sticky. He's pretty important, because he introduces the mechanic of walking to different rooms. Because so far, like the first 4 guys, they can only be dealt with in the office, which is the room that you spawn in. But throughout the night, you're gonna have to walk to different rooms. These guys at the bottom, they're just distractions. They can show up in any room at any time. They're not limited to any room. But Sticky, he introduces the closet, and the way you deal with him is you move to the closet. And I mean, you can't tell when I when I show you gameplay, you can't tell that this is what you're doing because I haven't like drawn it yet. But you hold the mouse down. Uh, you hold the mouse down in the closet, and it closes a vent, and you wait till he shakes it. You'll hear like a little rattle sound, and that means that he's gone. And you know when he's attacking when you hear like this loud kind of banging, you know. Yeah, because you know that lets him wander through the vents into the closet. So yeah, he's definitely a pain in the ass. I'll just say that. Next up we have Dookie.exe. I had no idea what to call this character. I'm not gonna lie. So I just thought, you know, I'll just do that. So we have Dookie.exe. He's also dealt with in the office. On 20 AI, he spawns in the cameras every other time you use the cameras. Like, first time you use it, he won't be there. Second time, he will. Third time, he won't. Fourth time, he won't. So on and so forth. And you have a very short amount of time to react to him. And when you see him, you just have to close the cameras immediately, and he'll despawn. I think on 20 AI, it's a 0.75 second amount of time you have to react to him. So it's kind of nuts. But yeah. But he's really not too bad. You just have to predict when he spawns, you know. And then the opposite of that is, well, actually not really, is Glurb. He's the final character I added this week. He stays on camera 4, and he starts off completely transparent, and he'll become more and more visible the more that you use the cameras. So, and because of him, the strategy around the max mode currently kind of revolves around just kind of AFKing in the office, you know, because you can't look at the cameras too much, because on 20 AI he materializes pretty damn quickly. So yeah, so those are the dudes I added for this week. There are many more that I plan to add over time. And yeah, you know, I skipped this guy, Jester, because he's gonna be a pain in the ass to code. So I was just like, you know, I'll deal with that later. I'll get some more easy guys done first. And yeah, that's that. Now I'm gonna show you guys gameplay of the max mode so far, and just show you how that works. Yeah. Okay, so what you're watching now is a run of the current max mode, which is 920. You know, 9 characters set the 20 difficulty. I know it looked like every single character is active, because all the little icons on the screen lit up, but whatever. It's only 9, because I've only coded 9. Okay, so what I do first thing, I open the cameras, I switch it to camera 3, I close it, and then open it again, and when Dookie.exe shows up, I just close it, and I do that so I can determine when he spawns, you know? And because I reset him, the next time I open the cameras, it'll be safe, because I know that for a fact he won't spawn there. Now I hear Sticky's sound cue of him running. I leave the room, I go in the hallway, and then I go in the quote-unquote closet. You know, this is all happening very quickly, but what you do for him, you know, you just wait till you hear a rattle, and he runs away. So, that's what I do there. And now, I've reset the cameras again, so the next time I open it, I know that I'll be safe. And what I'm doing here is I'm waiting for the next Charlie Kirk ad to appear, and then I close both doors. I open and close it again so I can reset him, then I activate Dookie mode for Ulufasarar. And I kind of make a weird mistake here. Like, I hear the sound cue, but I decide to close the door. I call these blind closes when the dude spawns in the office, like while you're away from the office. That happens 3 times during the night. That happens at 12 a.m., 3 a.m., and 5 a.m. You already saw the 12 a.m. one. The first blind close is the very first time that Sticky runs. And I did kind of make a mistake there. I did kind of waste some camera usage. You know, again, you have to office stall a lot in order to avoid Glurb, because, you know, he kills you the more that you use the cameras. I hear the sound cue. I know that there's no blind close during 1 a.m., so we chill, we wait for him to go away, and yeah, you know, reset the cams, fart. I activated a bug here, sorry. the button showed up even though the fucking machine was closed. So yeah, sorry about that. I'll fix that eventually. Yeah, and constantly there's just Crane making silly noises and Charlie Kirk ads constantly appearing. Yeah, very, very, very silly. Obviously I'm not commentating on this as I'm playing it or doing post commentary. I hear the noise. Uh, I did make a weird mistake where I checked the cameras before I left to deal with sticky, so now I have to do like an extra reset, an extra Dookie.exe reset, and there reset again. I fart. I click Dookie to fart. Close the door on him because I saw him at the lights. Uh, and I believe the second blind close should be coming. Okay, yeah. So it's 3 a.m. I performed the second blind close because Steve spawned at the left door at 3 a.m. while you're dealing with Sticky. And I don't know if you heard that, but there was a knock that showed up there right as I clicked, right as I held my mouse down to close the vent. Oh yeah. So now I'm just waiting for Max to spawn at the door so I can close it. There we go. Yeah, you get the cycle now, right? You deal with him on the cameras. You reset for him. I hear the sound cue. You close the vent. You know, it is pretty hard. I mean, I do make a mistake. I don't survive this one. Fuck. I don't survive this run. Just so you know, I think I die pretty soon. You see, I died to Steve. That's a placeholder jump scare, very obviously. Um, but yeah, and I wish I didn't end the recording immediately because now you're just kind of staring at like a screen. But oh well. But yeah, that is the current max mode run, and that marks the end of the first weekly update for this game. I think the next video will be shorter because I did make a longer intro because I had to explain what the series is, and then in the second section where I went over the characters, I had to go over a lot of characters because I went over the ones that I made before this week and the ones during this week. Um, so yeah, next episode will be shorter, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I will be making these again every Friday afternoon. So yeah, see you in the next one.